How about that Mad Hatter's Parade so far? And the Krewe Centurions is coming up next. The 42nd year for the Krewe Centurions, and a very, very fantastic parade coming your way. Already on veterans, going to be here shortly. This year's theme, by the way, will be This Magic Moment. The floats will be depicting things such as Kentucky Derby, crabbing trip, seafood boil, and some of the signature items that we're going to have in the Krewe's route tonight will be cups, anodized doubloons in purple for the captain, and aluminum for the crew, and of course, the very, very desired and collectible hand-decorated sword from Centurions. Let's have a parade, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm just going to move over.
Val. We're going to film them. I'm going to come back. Oh, no, they got classes to go to. Trash can.
I got the riding lieutenants, they're not there.
It's not the captain.
So who is this?
It's probably the riders.
Are these the riders and the lieutenants? I've only seen two names here, though. Is that what
Approaching the reviewing stand now are the Centurions Chariot Riders. Mike Jester and Chase Whitlock. Maybe.
They should warn you.
Yeah.
They're taking off before you can see standing backwards on the chariot.
And our riding lieutenants of Centurions. Lisa Massimini, leading our riding lieutenants. Here's our WDSU parade tracker. If you haven't downloaded the app, do so as soon as you can. You'll find out where everything is, WWL, and their parade tracker as well.
Ah, they're the first.
Guess who's listed on my list? So Channel 4 is first in this parade. Give it up for Me TV. All right, the Raider Band is approaching from Archbishop Rummel High School, led by the Chapelettes. We hope to hear them starting up their music soon, getting us all in a festive mood. The pride of Jefferson Parish, the Archbishop Rummel High School Marching Band, directed by Mr. Terry Higgins. Archbishop Rummel Raiders and the Chapelettes in front. The Archbishop Rummel High School Raider Band, led by Telly Higgins.
Followed by the creepiest man.
And fast approaching, float number 1 will be the Captain's Royal Barge, bearing our captain and the officers of Centurions. We're about to have our Captain's Royal Barge approach, bearing our captain, Mr. Norman R. Bourgeois Jr., and his royal officers, Mr. Mike Bourgeois, President, Mr. Wayne Loren, Vice President, Mr. Chris Henderson, Vice President, Mr. Ernie Meisner, Mr. Herb LeBlanc, and Mr. Ed Hildebrand. The captain and officers. We also have some guests who are on the float. Among them, Mr. Steve Caraway, former Jefferson Parish Administrator, Mr. Mike Glazer, Kenner Chief of Police, Mr. Jake Scardino, Mr. Jim Hale, Mr. Paul Gange, Mr. Ricky Rowell, and Mr. Bruce Sadalamaccia.
That bounced right off my head.
Is it on? Try it now.
Hello?
There you go.
Good Lord. Thank you, Centurions, for being here tonight. Everybody in Centurions, we love you. Thank you, Alan, for your great job tonight. I want to thank everybody that's in the court, that rides, the ladies that work with us. We appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. I want to say a special thing to Val Petrie. Val, thank you, bud. We got a good crowd here tonight, and I'm very happy about it. I want to thank Jefferson Parish for everything they do for us. Donna, Barry, thank you all. You're the best. We really appreciate you. Last but not least, I want to thank my partner in crime. Where's she at? Barbara Bush, my wife. Worked her butt off for this club, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Where we at? Jennifer, thank you. We really appreciate it. Cynthia, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Is that Scott?
It is, it is.
Thank you all so much for what you do for us. We really appreciate it. All right? Hail Centurions!
Centurions.
We're going to turn the official toast over to Jennifer Van Rankin, along with Scott Walker, Dominic Impastato, and Cynthia Lee Shang, Parish President.
We just want to thank you as captain of Centurions. Again, you all have brought such a wonderful parade year after year to the streets of Jefferson Parish. On behalf of the council, the parish president, and all the citizens of Jefferson Parish who are out here on the streets tonight enjoying, we want to wish you a very safe and gorgeous and majestic evening tonight on the streets of Jefferson. Thanks for all you do. Hail Centurions!
Last but not least, Dominic, Rate of Pride. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stick around, we got two more to do. We got the king and the queen.
Exactly. We'll stick around.
Once again, give it up for the captain and officers and their guests on the captain's barge for Centurions tonight.
All right, Chief. Very nice.
And now we have the Dune Buggies. The Dune Buggy Patrol from Jerusalem Temple. The Knights of the Mystic Shrine.
Here she comes.
Colonel Robbie Chahardy. And now the Ain't Misbehaving Social Club.
Oh, her dance troupe is marching with her.
Directed by Rachel Burns.
There's our queen. That's what? That's what she was doing a minute ago. She's like,
So, is that
I
pronounced
think the podium may go. I can't see it.
Desarmo or Desarmo?
Zarma.
Desarmo?
Yeah.
And now, for another toe star, Queen Centurion, the 42nd, Mrs. Kayla Oakland LeBoff. Queen Centurion. Mrs. Kayla Oakland LeBoff, our Queen of Centurions for 2022, along with her valet, Mr. Andy LeBoff, an officer in the crew. Make sure it's on. It should be on.
Get it, sis.
Hi, everybody. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, goodness. All right. Greetings and welcome to the 42nd Krewe Centurions Mardi Gras Parade. Special welcome and thanks to our parish president, Honorable Cynthia Lee Shang, and members of the parish council, Sheriff Joe Lapinto, Fire Chief Dave Tibbetts, and Donna Russo, Incident Affairs. We are grateful for your dedication to the parish and positive influence on the carnival season in Jefferson Parish. It is an honor to represent and reign the Krewe Centurions. I'd like to thank the Krewe Centurions officers and their wives for their dedication and help to make the Krewe Centurions the best Mardi Gras social club in Jefferson Parish. Thank you, Captain Bourgeois and Miss Barbara, Mike Bourgeois, the late Leonard and Miss Juanita Kindler, Ernie and Jackie Meisner, Wayne and Kathy Elaine, Michael and Kaylin Bourgeois, Ed Hildebrand, and then Mr. Irby LeBlanc. I love y'all. Y'all are great. I would like to thank my king, Carl Livermore, and his beautiful wife, Kathy, and his family. It has been an honor to share this experience with you. I love you, Kathy. I'd also like to thank my family and friends present tonight and making this year so special for me. I love y'all. I love all of y'all so much. I'm good.
Welcome for the headaches.
To my husband, your love and support means the world to me, and I love you. In conclusion, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and safe Mardi Gras season. Hail Centurions!
Hail Centurions! The parish officials are going to toast you, so you can have a little sip, but let them come in and wish you greetings on behalf of the parish as well. And we're going to have the Honorable Cynthia Lee Shang, our parish president, along with the council members, the Honorable Jennifer Van Rankin, Scott Walker, and Dominic Impastato.
We're all gathered, Your Majesty, to raise a glass to you. It's been such a beautiful night. Thank you for reigning over the streets of Jefferson Parish tonight on behalf of the council and the parish president. You know, my favorite part might be when I see your face looking at your loved ones and see those tears of joy. That's what it's really all about. It's a family experience. It's part of what makes it special. So again, we wish you a safe ride tonight as you reign over the streets of Jefferson Parish. Hail Centurions! Really special, you can see.
Love you.
Love you!
I throw it?
Jug it!
I'm your brother. I know you can do it.
I love you, Mr. Val.
All right, and while we have a few moments to mention them, let's mention the other people on your float, Your Majesty. We have our pages, Miss River Sully, Miss Margaret Bourgeois, Miss Molly Bourgeois, Miss Lila Troxclair. Those are our pages. Our lady in waiting, Miss Harley Desarmo, Miss Harley Desarmo, and then our junior duke, Master Connor Fleming, and our royal attendants, Mrs. Heather Troxclair, Mrs. Mary Spinato, and Mrs. Maria Bourgeois.
And I would like to give these roses to my mom. I love you, Mother. I love you, Mr. Val, the second time.
Have a wonderful ride. Be careful.
Queen Centurion 2022. Our Queen Centurion, the 42nd. And now from Plaquemines Parish, here comes the Belle Chase High School Marching Band. Mr. Dustin Heimel, Director. All right, everybody, get ready. Here we go. So good, so good, so good. Once again, the marching units and marching band from Belle Chase High School, Mr. Dustin Heimel directing the Fighting Cardinals. We'll have one more toast coming up in just a couple of moments, and that will be for our King Centurion, the 42nd.
You're excited about seeing Carl.
Reigning tonight as King Centurion, the 42nd. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Carl Raymond Livermore, Jr. King Centurion for 2022. Okay. Once again, our King about to receive us and we be received by him. Your Majesty, Mr. Carl Raymond Livermore Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Greetings to everyone in Jefferson Parish and welcome to the 42nd Annual Parade of the Krewe of Centurions. And a special welcome to the Parish President, Your Honor, Cynthia Lee Shank, and council persons, Ricky Tepler, Scott Walker, Marion Edwards, Dino Bonanno, Byron Lee, and Anthony Dominic Impastato. Ready to pride, baby! Ready to pride! Also, Jennifer Van Rankin. We are grateful for the opportunity to put this beautiful parade on for all of Jefferson Parish. We are also grateful for the dedication to the public service, all y'all's public service. Thanks also goes out to Sheriff Joe Lopento, Fire Chief Dave Tibbetts, and their staff, and all the hard work and long hours that they put on for us and all the people. Not only for us, but also Family Guard and all. Just for all other organizations, not only mention each and every day ensuring our life and our safety. Thank you for all y'all. Thank you. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.
King Carl!
A long day, long day.
King Carl!
I'd like to present some flowers to my wife. My granddaughter, Riley. My daughter-in-law, Lauren. Her mom. Oh, Jackie. Jackie's all trouble. She's nothing but trouble. Bo Jack.
King.
Miss Hamilton. Look at you. So beautiful.
King Livermore.
Hey, we got to get going.
King Livermore.
Rate of pride, baby. Rate of pride. Mr. Val, we're
Carl.
going. We're going, Mr. Val.
Grab your dad.
Val is
Carl,
the
grab your
heart
dad,
and soul of Centurions. I'm sorry, but that's the way you do it.
King Livermore. Hail to His Majesty, Carl Ray Livermore, King Centurion, 42. On behalf of the Jefferson Parish Council, the parish president, and all of your subjects in Jefferson Parish, we welcome you. Dear friend, Carl Jr., enjoy the night. The streets of Jefferson are yours, our friend. All right. And let's also give a shout out to the King's son, Carl Livermore III, the King's daughter, Mrs. Shannon Landreau, his pages, Miss Hannah Adams, Miss Reagan Livermore, Master Colin Pano, and the attendants, Mrs. Stacy Pano, Mr. Alex Rupp, Mr. Ethan Rupp, and Mr. Ray Adams.
His feet too long. I got him handing you the rose. Well, I got him handing you the roses to hand you.
That was awesome. Good job.
Try to get.
God bless you.
Let's give a big shout out to Councilman at Large, Mr. Ricky Templet. That was Ricky. Oh. Well, this is Martini and Rossi, right? A little sweet. All right, float number 4 has our ladies in waiting on it and the junior dukes. The ladies in waiting, Miss Raylan Doubleday, Miss Sophia Hunter, Miss Adrienne Gordon, Miss Sophia Willis, our junior duke, Master Stevie Doubleday, and let's also acknowledge the attendants, Mrs. Julie Hunter, Mr. Brian Gordon, Mrs. Missy Doubleday, and Mrs. Mary Bordelon. Our ladies in waiting and our junior duke. And now from Metairie, Louisiana, please welcome the Archbishop Chappelle High School cheerleaders and marching band. Our least cheerleaders. And the High Steppers dance team. From Archbishop Chappelle, the High Steppers. Miss Stacy Woodward, the director. Yeah, the High Steppers. I did that routine last night in the shower. There we go. And we acknowledge the city of Harahan, from whence the Centurions emanated originally. River Ridge and Harahan. And there's a reason that there's a Harahan police unit escorting our next float. It's because our Grand Marshal is none other than Mr. Paul Johnston. Among the guests on Mr. Johnston's float, Mrs. Lynn Johnson, his wife, Mr. Tim Walker, the Harahan Police Chief, Mr. Brian Sincere, the Assistant Harahan Police Chief, Mr. Craig Johnston, Harahan Councilman, Ms. Erin Johnson, the granddaughter, Mr. Johnny Shadlinger, for the mayor of West Wego, Mr. Richard Spike Kiddick, and Ms. Bonnie Schlegel. Give it up for our Grand Marshal, Mr. Paul Johnson. And the city of Harahan police bringing up the rear as well as the front of that float. Welcome to float number 6, our title float. This magic moment. Centurions is celebrating its 42nd year parading in Jefferson Parish with the theme this year, the crew of Centurions celebrates the important moments in our lives. And on this float, our lieutenants, Mr. Norman Bourgeois III, Mr. Nicholas Bourgeois, Mr. Keith Brockman.
Oh, wow. He just feel like a crawfish sack of beans. Watch so you don't trip over this. All right, Scat.
And now the Chapter K Krewe of the Gold Wing Road Riders Association.
They were supposed to be in the front of the parade.
Yeah, where's the rain? Here. Let me hold.
There you go. Thank you.
That decorated porta potty. You don't even know it's a porta potty.
All right, the Kenner Discovery dance team coming now, directed by Mr. Alex Gorman. Known as the Swamp Owls. The Kenner Discovery dance team. No comment. No comment.
Yeah, exactly.
All righty. Want to give it up to our Jefferson Parish Fire Department. Float number 7 brings around the arrival of our Centurions Guards. Our Lieutenant C.J. Bruno, King Centurion the 41st, and Mr. Brian Bruno. And now the first of our pixie dust floats, or mini floats if you want to be more accurate, depicting some of our favorite Disney characters, directed by Chad Lackney. We have some princesses, Ariel and Princess Jasmine, it looks like. Oh no, Belle. Princess Belle, of course, of Beauty and the Beast. There's Cinderella. And I see it, Sleeping Beauty and Brave, a few other people out there. Alice and Alice in Wonderland, Snow White. Now float number 8, Maids Winning the Lottery, Northern Lights. This is Miss Lily Bourgeois winning the lottery and Miss Kayla Collada, Northern Lights. Escorts are Miss Emma Bourgeois, Queen Centurion 41, and Miss Lainey Brown. And escorting Miss Collada, Mr. Keith Conley. Float number 9. This is a special float because every year for the past 20 years, the crew of Centurions has sponsored a float for the students of Magnolia School to give them an opportunity to participate in Mardi Gras by riding in this parade. This is a float that was organized by Mrs. Mary McDuff, again, Hawaii. And please welcome warmly members from the Magnolia School. Oh, yeah. You all right?
My hand and my head. Oh my God.
You all right? You want to go back? The Donaldson High School Marching Band, directed by Mr. Byron Hunter. Once again from Donaldsonville, Louisiana, the Donaldsonville High School Marching Band, directed by Mr. Byron Hunter. Now here's a club you can't join unless you're a fireman, current or retired. This is the Red Knights Motorcycle Club, directed by Mr. Steve Guillot. The Red Knights. Once again, our Red Knights Motorcycle Club, current and retired firemen. Here comes float number 10, Seafood Boil, with our lieutenant, Mr. Rick Gillet.
Well, that's a good ice.
He eyed you up.
Float number 11, Louisiana Festivals. We can see a strawberry, the voodoo, Mardi Gras. Looks like Jazz Fest too. Louisiana Festivals. Essence and Renaissance, Mardi Gras, the Strawberry Festival. There you go. Up next, the Dancing Divas Dance School. Directed by LaToya Jackson. The Dancing Divas. Float number 12 has more maids. Miss Jessica Sofio, Safari, and Miss Shannon Weiss. We are the champions. Escorts for Miss Jessica Sofio, Mr. Frank Sofio, And for Miss Shannon Weiss, the escort is Mr. Andy Ailing. And now welcome the Scotlandville High School drill team, the Black Swarm Marching Band. Directed by Mr. Dwayne Nathan. That's the Scotlandville High School Marching Band, the Black Swarm. And now float number 13, jazz concert, members of our Ladies Auxiliary. Lieutenant Mrs. Mary Bourgeois. It's the all-in-one brass band directed by Mr. Keenan Baptiste. A little bit of the theme from Treme there. And now float number 14, Anniversary, with our lieutenants, Miss Michaela Olivier and Mr. Chad Tusa. And now the Jazz and Pizzazz, the truck band. The Jazz and Pizzazz Band playing a little bit of Basin Street there, folks. Director Donnie Burdette. Way down yonder in New Orleans. All right, float number 15 coming up. This one is Birthday, with Lieutenants Miss Lauren Henderson, Mr. Ryan Henderson, and Mr. Jason Galjour. Birthday. Here's a great team from Metairie, Louisiana, the Gold Dusters. Directed by Mrs. Debbie Sills. They've been a part of Metairie since 1983. 84? 40 years. That's what you mean. 83, 40th year. Got it. And now float number 16, the Run for the Roses, better known as the Kentucky Derby, with Lieutenant Mr. Matthew Erskine. And now the Beat the Street drum line. Here comes float number 17, Mardi Gras Royalty, with our lieutenants, Mrs. Anthony Scariano, Ms. Terry Weiss, an officer, and Mr. Keith Taranto, also an officer. Mardi Gras Royalty. I wonder why they're getting so close. And now from Bay St. Louis, the Bay High Marching Band. It's not broken.
Hopefully not.
The Precision Drill Team from Bay High. The Tiger Band, Mr. Eric Fry, Director. And now float number 18, Crabbing, Lieutenant Mr. Mike Tassan. Here come the Jukebox Heroes Truck Band with Mr. Jay Oakwan directing. And our final entry of our historic 42nd annual street presentation for the Krewe Centurions will be my favorite, float number 19, Broadway. Lieutenants Mr. Mike Bourgeois Jr., and Officer Mr. Dave Moe and Mr. Dave Higdon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will conclude our 2022 Krewe of Centurions Parade. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, especially Val Petrie here, King Centurion the 12th, 1982. Without you, sir, I could not have done this tonight.